Hello and welcome to what is maybe a little bit of a weirder episode of Quickfluff Looks. We're playing a phone game. So to kind of ease everybody on the channel in just a little bit into the... We're not going to do the ad one. Into wrestling on the channel. We're playing SuperCard on the channel. Mostly because I'd be playing it anyway. And I think it's a really cool game, and I want people to play it more. So we're gonna be doing it right now. We have the Codebreaker event going on. I'm not really good at the event, but it is fun. So you guys might not be able to hear the music that's playing. You can, kinda, yeah, sort of a little bit. I'm gonna turn it down for myself ever so slightly, but we're gonna be doing the Codebreaker event. Which means I'm probably going to be looking at my phone a lot, because that's where I'm going to play it. Actually, I should probably... I can play it here. So how the Codebreaker event works is you have 4 cards of each arrow type. Arrow types don't super matter for a lot of things in this game. Matters for tag teams, this event, giants. You have a deck of both male and female performers, and you use them to try and solve it. So with this, we now know that the code has at least 2 up arrows in it. So we're going to make the guess that they're over here. If they aren't there, then that's whatever. But then we just like fill in the other 2 with something else. So we have 1 arrow correct and 2 incorrect, meaning that one of them is still the... one of them has to be the middle up arrow, I believe. And then I think one of the side arrows is correct. So if we go up arrow, side arrow, this side arrow, that might be the code. It's not the code. I haven't used down arrow, so it's this but down arrow. Ta-da! And that's how this entire event works. Except when you solve the code, the big performers up at the top, they get reduced stats. So that's going to reduce the stats there. We want... that'll be fine. That'll be fine. And you're fully charged. So that's the correct code there. And then it goes through and does the entirety of the combat. I think this game is neat. It's definitely like a good phone game. And who knows? There is a lot of content of it on YouTube, so it clearly does a little well here as a game for that. But a lot of it, it's not for everybody. Like wrestling isn't for everybody. This is like a card style game that, you know, won't be for everybody. But I think it's neat, and I play it pretty regularly. Again, I went a little bit of time where I just wasn't playing it because it was a little unintuitive. There was a lot less events that happen. We are here. 48. We want to get at least into the top 10,000. That way we get a Royal Rumble 22 rarity Becky Lynch, which would do very, very well for me. So we want to at least hit that. We're currently at 12,484 for our rank. So we have a long way to go. We have a lot of points we need to earn. And we'll see how it pans out for us. But this is kind of how I do it. I always start with a full row of everyone. I know that there's no up arrows in this. So I can just ignore up arrows for the rest of this this code. The thing that I've been working on throughout this event is upgrading all my female performers. I went into the event with only a couple of them leveled because you only need 2 in your standard decks, which is a little upsetting. There's a lot of good female performers in modern wrestling. Not so much really in the WWE anymore because they've released all of them. Okay, there's 2 down arrows. We'll do the same thing, and then we'll have to narrow it down. Probably have to do this code multiple times. So what this Quickfluff one-shot's going to be more of is me kind of showing you how life goes during an event. You get a bunch of bouts. You can watch ads to get more bouts, which is how a lot of people have been grinding it. They just watch ads, buy more bouts, using the coins that they give you. We're gonna go these two and then this arrows, and that's the code. So I'm gonna just kind of show you how playing this game goes. You can play as much or as little as you want, as long as you're using all of your bouts. It doesn't really matter. There's certain like team aspects. I'm currently not on a team. I was on a team, and then I left it because my team was insufferable. But you can join a team, and you'll get access to the team events. And some teams will have like, oh, you need to hit a minimum amount of points earned in every event, or things along those lines. Doesn't happen very often. There's not a lot of teams that like strictly enforce it, and as long as you're like communicating like, hey, I'm only going to be playing this game ever so slight, like on and off, like probably once a day kind of thing, most teams are accommodating to that. I'll probably end up starting my own team at some point. I don't have one now because I wanted to get to Valhalla first before I did, but I was also just kind of limiting my play time because I was doing some tests. But after you do a thing, you get picks on the draft board. You can see here your top 8 determines what kind of rarity the cards are going to get. So I'm currently at Valhalla, so my top 8 is Rumble 22, or yeah, Rumble 22 I believe is part of my top 8. I might be wrong. It might be Valhalla. Rumble 22, Valhalla, Maelstrom, Meyer, SummerSlam 21, Forged, WrestleMania 37, Royal Rumble 21 are all the cards that I would pull off the board that would reset my rarity and reset the board. And it would also determine, so in this, it also determines like the type of cards you can see here. So now that I'm Valhalla, I can only get SummerSlam 21, Meyer, Behemoth or Maelstrom, Valhalla, and Royal Rumble 22 cards. Right now, Royal Rumble 22 is the highest rarity. Has this reset yet? 45 minutes. Okay. And that's how that works. And then the stream kind of gets a little bit buggy, but it's fine. So all this is going to be is me doing my bouts for Codebreaker, talking to you guys, hanging out, and kind of talking about the game in a way that most people don't really talk about the game. I'm really critical of the games I play a lot of times. There's your arrows. So far, out of all of the events I have done, which have been Team Road to Glory, Team Battlegrounds, Solo... No, not Team Battlegrounds. Team Battlegrounds is a permanent thing. Team Road to Glory, normal Road to Glory, Giants, and Codebreaker. So far, Codebreaker's been personally the funnest one. I really like puzzle-type things. And as little of a puzzle this is, it is still really enjoyable for me. So you're there. So it's only the 2 arrows. Okay. So now we need to figure out how many of each arrow we need. So we're going to go 3 of 1. We're going to go 4 cross of 1, and then we'll figure it out. We'll probably have to do multiple votes to solve this one, which is fine. I'm very okay with having to do that. Okay, so we only have 1 arrow correct, and it's only 1 of these ones. So the check mark on the side there, like beside the bouts thing, is you have one. It's correct and it's in the right spot. The other one is it is correct but in the wrong spot. So because we only have 1 check mark, we know that wherever it is, it's in the correct spot, and there's no other ones. Which is why using like full arrows across is kind of the best way to do it. Little unfortunate that we didn't get any until the very end. We'll do it like that, and we'll see if that's correct. And it is. Very good. This might not work. We might still lose because, yeah, Sasha will lose there. So we'll have to redo this one and just get a bunch of points again because we I've solved it, but we didn't beat the thing at the end, which is fine. How I've been using my premium currency, the credits as they're called, is for this event, is I've been buying the point doublers, because it means that you're always gaining a significant amount of points, whether win or lose. So I can actually actively be climbing my way up to the Becky. I didn't grind this event for the first day very well, so I'm kind of behind, and I've been trying to play catch up ever since, which is a little unfortunate. I wish that in this case where I solved the code, I didn't need to use a bout for it, but it's fine. It works. We get 20 points. We get 8 for the both 3 rounds skipped. We get the 20 points added to our final total. We get a certain amount of points then as well, plus 44, because that's the level we're on. And then it all doubles at the end. So we should get somewhere around like 400 points here. Yeah. 416. Pretty good amount of points. Pretty good amount of points. But I'm pretty critical about games that I play, as you know. I am very open when something in a game displeases me or doesn't make me very happy to keep playing it. So far with this one, at times it can feel pretty repetitively grindy and not as fun as I find it. Climbing ranked ladder is a little fucking stupid, but you'll see. It can be really discouraging at times to do it as well, and I'll show you a case of that, which is this reset, this week's kind of ranked reset. It is hard. It's really discouraging to play it. There's no up arrows. Go a bunch of downy boys. There's 2. Great. So we're gonna try the sides, and then we'll probably have figured it out. There. We'll go these ones. 2 correct, 2 in the wrong spot. So it's probably middles and then ends. Actually, has to be middles and then ends, I think. Because otherwise it would be 4 correct and not in the right spot. So it's 2 end. Oh no, those 2 are switched. My bad. But that's that. That's the whole event. It's really interesting to me. I know some people would prefer something like a Giants, where you just kind of like click the cards, you try to match your arrows to the Giants arrow, and you just kind of build up your number by doing big numbers to the Giant. It kind of felt stale after a time for me. I kind of gave up on grinding it really, really hard. But it is still like it was an enjoyable event. Rewards wise, they're pretty good with rewards in this one. This one specifically is really good with rewards. So after everyone that you beat, every level that you beat, you get a pack. It's open and it contains a superstar, a random support, and then an enhancement, and you use those enhancements to level up pretty increasingly. For the rest of I only have 2 cards left in here that I need to level, and that is my WrestleMania 37 Sasha here, and my WrestleMania 37 Io Shirai. The rest of them are all as leveled as they can be. They're slowly building up their matches. There's two bars that you build through levels. We'll use my Brock as the example. So you have levels, which you do by like collapsing and cards into them and fueling them up like that, and then matches, which boosts your stuff up for the matches that they've competed in. You can see the numbers there. So I have plus 24,000 to power because I've played 100 matches. Whereas if I go to this Roman, I'm still grinding matches on. He has significantly lower numbers, and he's a lower rarity, but I'm at 86 out of 100. So you gain that every time you do matches. You can see my T-Bar and Stacy Keebler have like a little star on them. Those are when you get 2 cards that are the same. So you see my 2 Romans here. You can combine them. You get the most value out of it if you have a match 100 and a level 100 combined card. Further than that, you do the same thing where you fortify a card by doing it. So I have this other Maelstrom Roman that I'm working on, and he is slowly gaining XP. We have put him in the Performance Center, which is essentially just a grinding area. We put him in Gym Workout. So in 2.5 days, he'll be level 100, and then I'll probably put him in Ring Conditioning. I have the Miz as well that's working on it. I get to claim these. I use King of the Ring a lot to grind my cards. It's a little risky at times, but I'm using it right now to grind my Roman, or this Roman, up to 100. That way I can get another prode Maelstrom card. But this is what I mean on the PvP leaderboard, that it can get a little bit grindy and a little disencouraging. I probably will never drop below 5. It's very, very unlikely at this point that in the next couple days this bully person boosts themselves up into the rating. People kind of give up after they notice that they're not going to. So it can be discouraging to keep going, especially when this brutally 614 character or person is just like grinding it really, really hard. Like they have 17,000 points. The second place is 5,000. They are doing a lot of grinding. We'll do a couple here, just to kind of showcase it a little bit. I'll show off the Royal Rumble. I'll show off normals, and I'll show off Elimination Chamber. But it can be frustrating to do your grinding. Hey, we start with the Roman. So we want to throw our Roman in. It's going to be speed. So we get match points for every match that this man stays alive. So we just got one more. So now he's at 85. And we can sacrifice the Ricochet card that we have. So the arrows also determine, for the Royal Rumble, what matchup you're getting. And if you control the ring, you have to get rid of cards to influence the matchup. If you are attacking, you get rid of the cards by sending them into the ring to bring it down. Higher number, you win. Lower number, you lose. We lose because of the reversal there. But that is 3 matches there for our Roman earned. We're going to send Humberto in. Humberto's just going to be bigger than this guy no matter what. He called speed. And that's how this PvP one works. It can go on a little bit longer. I really don't like this change, by the way, where they added the effects on things. Because reversal is really fucking annoying. Because reversal shouldn't proc if you're going to lose regardless. If there's a chance that you win, reversal should proc. But it shouldn't proc if it's going to lose regardless kind of thing. We're going to send... Okay, well, I waited too long because I was complaining. But then we're going to send in our Royal Rumble 22 Kofi. And he's going to eat fucking everything here. So the problem that I have is in a lot of my decks, all of my really good cards so far have been speed. I have a lot of speed cards in this and not a lot of the other ones. Which is pros and cons to it. It means I have a lot of good cards, right? But they're all one arrow, which kind of affects normal PvP and wild as well. As it means I don't have very many good tag team options. I'll also talk about my Brock card, because if you notice, a lot of them have the same art, and my Brock card looks weird. I'll get to him after I finish this. But it means I don't have good tag team pairings without lowering the power level of my deck, which just isn't worth it to me. But my Brock card, if you're wondering if this is a game that you're going to play, he's Royal Rumble 2 rarity, but he looks different than other Royal Rumble 22 cards because he comes from an event. He comes from the Valentine's Day event, where I pulled a bunch of the Valentine's Day consumable, and I got enough points to redeem it, so I got it. And he just has a different background. He has higher stats than a normal Royal Rumble card, but not like significantly higher. I think he's like, in this case, it will sound significant, but he's about 1 million higher than other Brock cards. But there's cards that are better than Brock that in event form would be better than this Brock. So, you know, pros, cons, like I said. Kind of sucks our stats here. That's good. We can now use Charisma. We could pop the super move. The super move, not a lot of people will use it because in this, a lot of people use it in Survivor to knock people out or stay alive. We'll do this because if we lose, we can send in T-Bar. Yeah, so we'll send in T-Bar here. And T-Bar, hopefully, picks up the win. Yeah! Perfect game. 9-0. Get 105 points for the thing. We build up our meter. And we get a bunch of points for that. And then we just get to pick more cards. So you'll notice that we get a lot of the lower rarity. We get the lowest rarities while we're just picking. We get Vanguard. And then the stuff below Vanguard. So this is a new season. We're getting a lot of the Season 6 cards. We're getting like Primals and Nightmares, old Vanguards and new Vanguards. And that is a little annoying, but we all just kind of use this to boost our cards more so than anything else. They're not actually used for anything important. There's a women's version as well. You notice... so these are the top 8 cards. This will determine your pool board. And the higher level, the more powerful cards you have, the higher rarity ranking you have here, which increases then your top 8 and what you get from rewards. Your wild is the same thing as your war deck, except in wild, you can use cards from any season. So if I still had them when I played this game, I was in Season 1 and Season 2. This is now Season 7? Season 8. You would switch one of your cards out for a Season 2 uncommon, and then your rarity would tank, and then you just get free wins. It's a way to do it. But your war and wild play exactly the same, but wild lets you use anything, whereas the ranked ladder only uses current season cards. Royal Rumble is what you just saw. There's a women's version where you use female cards instead. There's Elimination Chamber, which we'll show you after this one. My Elimination Chamber deck is a little weak, but it'll get there. There's a women Elimination Chamber. There's Money in the Bank, which I think is the worst game mode. I will not be showing it because of that. Road to Glory, which is an event. Ring Dom, which is an event. Last Man Standing, which is another fun event. I don't really have an opinion on it. When I started playing the game, it was the one running, so I didn't get anything out of it. But it was a decent event. I will understand and fully form my opinion of it when it comes back and I get to try it again. And then there's Giants and then Women's Giants. Let's do an Elimination Chamber. Just show it off. In my opinion, Elimination Chamber is the best way to grind cards because of the nature of how it works. So if you're grinding matches of cards and you're like going really, really hard into the grinding, Elimination Chamber is the best way to do it. Because I think it provides the most opportunity for the card to fight the most amount of times. So in this case, this Roman, who we are grinding matches on, if he does really well in the Elimination Chambers and we use his stats accordingly, we boost him accordingly, he'll be able to get a lot of matches out of this because he was doing well and he was winning. Batista, damn. When a card is knocked out, you lose it, and you kind of have to work through your entire deck here. Once you run out of cards, you lose. The point is to kind of manage your cards and outlast your opponent. If you're familiar with WWE, kind of similar to actual Elimination Chambers, where the storylines going into it is how long can you last inside the Elimination Chamber? which is, you know, whatever. So I hold on to my most powerful card in this. I keep it pretty close to chest of what it is, what my highest damage card is. Because how I play is I wait to see what cards they have, and then I start trying to predict and play cards to snipe things or play cards to take things out. We can use him here. So we haven't used our Brock yet, and I probably won't use my Brock for a little bit because he's shown his Sheamus is really big, and I need to be able to hit his Sheamus with my Brock. That's the only card of mine that'll beat it without using my super move. And Jinder Mahal as well. Cool. So now he's left with only it. So we're just going to try and hit it with the Brock. There we go. And that's that. That should be the win for us. Nope. Sheamus won. Shit. Now we might lose. So if it calls power toughness, we win. That's annoying. Send Humberto in. This might actually win for us. Yeah, this will be a win for us. Yeah. So there we go. That's how Elimination Chamber works. It's quicker than Royal Rumble. You get less ranked points out of it and less currency out of it at the moment. Every week, the game that gives you boosted currency changes. It also changes typically how many points people get, because that's typically how people decide how they're going to do their grinding and how they're going to spend their matches, so that they're getting super coins out of it. So they can use those super coins to redeem different prizes. But, you know, each person will do their own thing. If you're really into just getting and grinding the levels, then you'll do Royal Rumble the most, because Royal Rumble gives the most amount of points. Like I said, I think Elimination Chamber is the best for grinding matches. But that's just me. And then this is War. Actually, I will still have Money in the Bank. And then that'll be the episode. I know it's a little bit of a different Quickfluff one-shot, but I like this game, and I think it's cool. And I want to encourage people to play it. So if this gets you to play the game, let me know. Comment down below. It'd be very cool. I think this game is very fun, and it gets pretty consistent updates. So yeah, they also will tell you. I will show that at the end. They tell you what the month's events are going to be. So here you can see the problem I'm having, where I don't actually get a bonus here for having match eras that complete the diamond, because I have very good cards of one triangle type. Conflicting ones will lower your stats as well. But yeah, that's War. War is very quick. That's the difference with War. Because War is like Wild, it is very, very quick. But it gives you significantly less points. But they have announcements here, so you can see who's champions and what being that champion does. Universal Champ gives you a plus 50% trigger increase and 100% stat increase with your trigger. W Champ is that, and kind of goes all the way down to NXT Women's Champ. NXT Champs are both the same. I have not seen a Braun Breaker card, though, at all. I know there is one, but I have not seen it. Where's the calendar? I don't know where the calendar is. Okay, we have the code breaker. We'll do one more code breaker, and that'll be that. That'll be that with the code breaker. We'll do this last one, and that'll be the episode. There we go. But yeah, I think this game's super fun. If you like wrestling, or you like different types of card games like this one, check it out. It's fun. I genuinely do enjoy it. Let me know down below if you do. But with that being said, this will be, once this is done, this will be the end of the thing. And then I still don't know what the third Quickfluff one-shot will be. You'll find out when it comes out on Wednesday. And then next week we will begin WWE 2K22, my career mode, or my rise mode as it's called now. So I will see you guys then. Peace.